When I was 18, the military told me I had borderline personality disorder. That label crushed me. I thought my life was over, no career, no independence, maybe even being homeless. But today, I'm living proof that you can take that label and rewrite the story. I'm Dr. Ray Peralta, physical therapist, exercise physiologist, run coach, and Marine veteran. Over the past 10 years, I've helped hundreds of people rehab injuries, get fitter, and build that mental resilience to overcome challenges. But before I became the person you see today, I had to win one of the toughest battles of my life, the one in my own head. This year, I'm going to share my journey of overcoming a BPD without relying on medication, 5 practical tools I use to master my emotions and reclaim my life, and how you can apply those same strategies to potentially help you, stop letting a diagnosis define you. So, I'm going to go through my story, what BPD is and what it's not, and 5 key tools that helped me, that warrior mindset that changed everything in my life today. So, after I left the Marine Corps, I couldn't imagine that my mind had broken. I was 18 years old. Sat in a small office with a military psychiatrist after taking the Minnesota multiphasic personality inventory, a long, exhausting test that measures personality traits and mental health. The doctor, looked at me and said, "Boy, you got tested positive for borderline personality disorder." It hit me like a punch to the gut. Suddenly, my future felt like it had vanished. I thought, I'll never hold a job again. I'd have to live with my mom for the rest of my life. I might end up homeless. I let that label become my identity. I wasn't Ray anymore. I was Ray who has BPD. But one day I realized something. I'm not my diagnosis. I'm not the label. I could either spend my life reacting to this label, being reactive, or I could be proactive, take responsibility, and learn how to master my emotions. So I chose the second option. I tapped into my inner warrior, the part of me that thrives under challenge, adapts, and refuses to quit. See, borderline personality disorder is a mental health condition marked by unstable emotions, self image, and relationships. It can lead to intense emotional swings and impulsive behavior. While there's no FDA approved medication specifically for borderline personality disorder, therapy, especially skills based therapy, has been shown to help many people achieve long term remission. So, here are the 5 tools that help me overcome BPD without medication. Journaling. So I would take a journal every day, every night, and write down my thoughts, situations, feelings, actions, behaviors, kind of a self reflection, right? When I was feeling like a failure after my medical discharge from the Marines, and how that belief fueled avoidance. Started to see a connection between these feelings of fear and avoiding situations in my life, and how I was, avoiding certain tough, difficult conversations because of fear. So, writing it down, just journaling, helped me kind of see these past behaviors, past patterns. Behavioral experiments. I tested my fears instead of avoiding them. So I put myself in small social situations and tracked the results. For example, like, enrolled in college. I was like just afraid of like public speaking, took like a public speaking course. Meditation. I also started taking up meditation, mindfulness to keep me present instead of spiraling, instead of my emotions being all unstable, getting the best of me. I started meditating just 5 minutes a day, meditating, try to quiet the mind, let my mind just relax and kind of let those thoughts kind of fizzle out. In exposure therapy, I started, asking for strangers for directions, which helped me move me to bigger directions. 'Cause I used to get such intense fear and anxiety just talking to people. So started getting myself just to get out there, ask for directions. Hey, do you know where this coffee shop is? And then, having small talk with people. And that helped me kind of overcome some anxiety and fear of just being in social situations. And then visualization and progressive muscle relaxation. So I would do different types of kind of self relaxation exercises to visualize like tension kind of dissipating, releasing it. I would tense up a muscle and then release each muscle group from the top of my head down to the tips of my toes, which also helped release like physical anxiety and tension and stress. And then I think one of the most important pieces for me was the warrior mindset. See, the warrior mindset is more than about just, physically being a warrior, being able to fight. It's about discipline, emotional control, and a clear sense of purpose. See, a warrior doesn't, run away from their problems, from fear or pain. They face it head on, they adapt, and they move forward, where they find a way to make things happen. So I adopted that warrior mindset to, okay, work. work through what weaknesses, things are holding me back, these mental roadblocks. How can I forge a stronger self? So my BPD symptoms have reduced so much that I no longer meet the full criteria. I actually went to like a therapist recently in the future that like they administered the test again and it was cleared. I built a career as a physical therapist, helping others heal. I'm sober from drugs and alcohol. I'm not smoking. I don't binge drink alcohol anymore. No more self-medicating. And I use exercise, meditation, and structure as tools for a better life. So I'm grateful for the journey because it forged the man I am today. And if you're struggling with a mental health label, remember, you are not your diagnosis. And if you want to learn how to run and train pain-free and rebuild a resilient mind and body, check out the link in the description.